Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is James Haskett. I'm President and CEO of Viva Corp. And today we're going to talk about building a mining business in Nevada. We're first off, technical disclosure notes. These are on our website. I won't dwell on this any longer, but please read them as you can. So Viva Gold, we've got a project in Tonopah, Nevada. It's a gold project, and we're targeting a project that'll produce 60 to 70,000 ounces a year over a 9 to 10 year period. And the goal is to generate from that up to 100 million a year in production revenues. Our management team and board, we've got a long and successful track record of building mines and operating them around the world. Myself, I have built 8 mines in my career. I'm a mining engineer and mineral economist by background. And the project is located in Nevada. It's one of the best places in the world to actually build a mine. You've got some of the most educated and most highly experienced regulators in the world, and that makes life, well, not easy. It's never easy, but you're dealing with regulators who know their business and know what they need and know what they want. So that's really the goal here, move forward. Key fundamentals of our project: it's located on the very prolific Walker Lane gold trend in western Nevada. We've got a really positive measured and indicated gold resource. And one of the truly unique aspects of this project is that some of our highest grade mineralization is also closest to surface. And that would be the first place you start mining. So this project will have a high-grade starter pit area, lasts for the first 2.5 years of mining. And that creates low risk and rapid capital payback. We did complete a PEA in 2000 and had a 25% internal rate of return at $1,400 gold price. And we're currently updating that PEA. It'll be complete hopefully by the end of this month, early November. That'll be an update at current economics and with additional drilling in it. So we've got as we look at other benefits for the company, the management team, we've got a strong institutional shareholder base. Approximately 60% of our shareholding is owned by institutions. We've got some realistic development timelines. And of course, back to Nevada, it's location, location, location. It is mining friendly. It's a place where you can actually build a mine. So our management team and board, just very quickly, Chris Harold, our chairman, very strong geologic background. And he was former director of the Denver Gold Group at the founding for about 12 years, and very well known in our industry. Myself, I'm a mining engineer, and I've got a background in both junior company CEO positions in mining finance, as well as in major and junior companies. Steve Krause, excellent CFO. Andy Boland, he was formerly Director of Operations for Barrick Gold North America. Very strong operating company executive, really positive background, good metallurgist, and real addition to the team. David Whittle, he's a strong junior company CFO background, and is also chair of our audit committee. Ted Mahoney, he was formerly a business development manager for Barrick Gold North America. Strong geologist, and formerly chief geo at the Kinross Round Mountain mine. That's an operating mine about a half hour's north of our project. So he brings a lot of local focus with him. So looking at our asset, Tonopah Gold Project, we're just south of Kinross's Round Mountain Gold Mine. That's south of the former Northumberland mine, very close to Westfault Mining's Three Hills project. The Goldfield District, Centerra Gold is currently in construction of a new project there. And then just south of that, we've got Anglo Gold's projects, Silicon, Merlin, Sterling, and North Bullfrog. And then Augusta Gold, right adjacent to that, the Bullfrog Mine and the Reward Project. Now, Centerra acquired their asset. It was fully permitted, but they paid $177 per resource ounce. Anglo Gold acquired Corp's Sterling Pass project for $165 an ounce, and the North Bullfrog Mother Lode projects for $170 per ounce. And then Augusta Gold acquired the Reward project. That's a project that it's small, 320,000 ounces of reserve. And that was a project that myself and my team pulled together, and we sold that project back in 2014, fully permitted, ready for construction. The real purpose behind this discussion is that gives a benchmark. We're currently trading at under $20 per resource ounce. We're proceeding to de-risk our project and move it towards reality that you can develop. And you can see what the comps are for advanced projects that are fully permitted already. It's almost a 5 to 10 time multiple of what we're currently trading at. And that's the sort of re-rating potential we see in Viva Gold. So looking at our resource, we've continually grown it through the years, and we'll be adding another leg on this quite shortly with the updated resource estimate. But this is a project, it's not huge, but it is in a place that you can build, and infrastructure requirements are absolutely minimal here. So you don't spend a lot of upfront capital in infrastructure development. And that's one of the keys. And it's why you can develop smaller projects in a place like Nevada. You go to places like Northern Canada, you've got tremendous infrastructure requirements. You need a much, much larger project. So that is the difference. Looking very quickly at the geology, we've got several pit opportunities here. We've got a primary trend and some secondary trend. And then we've got mineralization associated with north-south fractures here. And that's what we've been following up on. But we see a lot of opportunity for continuing to expand the resource at this project. Looking at a long section of the project, the hotter the color, the higher the grade. The reds are above 1 gram. And you can see that this is about a 1.4 kilometer long strike length. We've got some very high grade mineralization coming close to surface, and that's also very well drilled. That's the bulk of our measured material. That's the highest category. And you can see along the strike that good continuity and a lot of the mineralization quite close to surface. And when I'm saying quite close, the entire deposit lays within 200 meters of the surface and does develop into a pit. Economics on this project, this was at $1,400 gold and was completed. This study was actually completed in 2020, and we carried it forward into our 2022 technical report. It was still fairly current, but you could see that the economics at today's sort of price ranges, you're going into 50% rate of returns. And that's a strong development opportunity. And so that's what we're focused on. Looking at the infrastructure and permit status on this project, the picture on the right-hand side, the road in the background goes to the Kinross Round Mountain Mine. Town of Tonopah is right on the other side of the ridge, and we're about 20 minutes drive outside of town. Now, coming over the ridge, you can't see it in the picture, but there is a water pipeline and a 15 kilovolt power line following the pipeline, crosses our mining claims. And the water pipeline belongs to Tonopah Public Utilities. It's a commercial water source. And Tonopah Public Utilities owns very large mineral rights and those, water rights. And those water rights go back over 100 years. So they're very senior rights. And we're in discussions with the town to acquire water directly from their pipeline. Their well field is only about 4 kilometers from our site. And the power line, largely underutilized, that can be upgraded to 25 kilovolt under existing permits. And that would be about a 3 kilometers stub from that power line to our site. So infrastructure, very minimal requirement. You got a paved lane state highway. The road coming into the picture, we will need to relocate that. It's a chip seal road, which there's no culverts in it. It's a very low quality road. It belongs to the county. There is a sign at the turnoff that says next gas 142 miles. It's very lightly used. Anyway, going on to the permits, back in 2003, Newmont Gold, who used to control this project, they did complete an environmental assessment and cultural resource studies back then. And from that, they earned a exploration plan of operations, allowing up to 75 acres of cumulative disturbance for exploration. So that's what we're currently operating under. Now, since that time, we have completed a lot of baseline study work. You cannot initiate permitting until the Bureau of Land Management, the federal entity that would be our regulator in this case. You cannot submit a permit application until all of your baseline study work is complete. So we've completed all the wildlife studies. We do not have sage grouse. It's not desert tortoise habitat. And no red flag issues were determined in the biologic study work. We've been doing the quarterly water sampling of for baseline quality for a number of years. All the seeps and springs in the valley have now been tested and appraised. We just completed our geochemical characterizations on the potential ore and waste material that's required by the BLM. And those studies took 86 weeks to complete. So very extensive studies. We've updated a bulk of the 2003 archaeologic studies. We've completed hydrologic pump tests, and we've assessed our water disposal options. We do have some additional test work going on there, and we're currently doing our hydrologic modeling. One of the key aspects about permitting a mine, it's all about the water, not degrading the water in the ground. And so have done a significant amount of work in that area. In terms of community outreach, we're working with the town of Tonopah and Tonopah Public Utilities. We have no neighbors in this valley. No one lives in it. Actually, the last resident we just bought his property. He moved out about 10 years ago, but the land here is pretty low quality. It's not suited for farming, ranching. There's no tourism, and its primary use is in mining. So that's a positive for us. So our project timelines and goals. We've completed a 2003 drilling program, and we're currently updating our resource model. We're doing additional economic assessments on the project, and that is targeted for completion late this month, probably early next. Metallurgical study, we've completed that. We see 68 to 71% gold recovery on our low-grade material. That's below 1 gram, and about 90% on our higher-grade material. That's the plus 1 gram, and that'll all be through a open pit heap leach mining and gold recovery. Baseline studies, as I've talked, substantially complete. And our goal is to commence a feasibility study, possibly late this year, early next, and then use that to initiate our environmental impact studies in 2024. That could lead to a construction decision by late 2024, early 2025. So looking at Viva Gold, our capital structure, we've got 106 million shares outstanding. Major shareholders, Dundee Corporation controls 20%. Rab Capital out of the UK, they've got 17.8. Pointillis, that's a private equity fund out of Austin, Texas, with 9.6. And Myrmikan Gold Fund out of Connecticut with 9.5. So we've got a very strong underpinning institutional holding in this company. Now, the investment thesis here, shareholder value is generated by adding gold ounces and de-risking gold projects for ultimate mine development. That's what we're doing. De-risking includes baseline environmental study. It means completing your metallurgical test work and completing feasibility study. So the focus here, increasing our gold resource through drilling, de-risking by completing the environmental and technical baseline study, advancing the project through our feasibility study work, and then initiating and completing the permitting process. So our goal is a share price re-rating through either direct mine development or ultimate sale of the asset. And on the graph on the right-hand side, you can see the difference in valuations between producers and explorers. It's substantial. And so taking the exploration project we currently have to a near production status, we anticipate that that'll create a very positive re-rating for our shareholders. So I'm ready to take questions now.
All right, perfect, James. Thank you very much for the presentation. This is very interesting. Obviously, gold projects are always attendees' favorites. So first question from Armin. Do you think that the gold price is manipulated? I heard that Russia sells gold with a big discount to China. They sell it to other countries like Turkey. That lowers the demand at the official market. Can you confirm this? Well, this is a great question, Armin. I'm not sure if if James can actually confirm it directly, but your thoughts on that, James?
Well, there's always been speculation about manipulation in the gold business. But, the reality is that gold, definitely gold priced in US dollars tends to, for the most part, follow the US dollar. And then you've got an anxiety level, like, the attacks in Israel, the Ukraine events, etc. Gold price, even with a strong US dollar right now, has remain quite high. And I don't really look at the spot price. If you look at our trailing 3-year average gold price today, it's about $1,840 US dollars. That's the 3-year average. The 2-year average and the 1-year average are all within $10 of that same price. So you've had a relatively stable market, but with a lot of short-term volatility around the midpoint. That's a pretty good environment for investment in gold. And I do anticipate if there is a decrease in the federal funds rate, probably sometime later next year, that you'll see that'll start to weaken the US dollar and should push gold up quite nicely. So that's what I'm anticipating.
Perfect. Going back maybe to your project, there has been slides on which you discuss if the two resources you have are linked or not. That comes out of your website and so on. Have you now completed or have you planned any infill drilling to link all of the parts of the deposit?
Yeah, we've completed some amount of infill drilling both last year and this year. Additional infill drilling still needs to be done. There's still gaps within the pit resource. And we do anticipate being able to convert what's currently carried as waste to mineralization with additional drilling.
Okay, perfect. What is your cash position on hand right now?
Yeah, we've got a somewhere over $500,000. Our field work has stopped and we're just completing the PEA work. We do anticipate going out for an equity raise probably later this year. And keep in mind that with our shareholding, about a 60% institutional holding, those are companies that are in the the mining business. They have their own due diligence teams. And they follow our story. They've done their due diligence, and they do continue to invest anytime we go out for financing.
Perfect.
So we've got a large part of our money raised even before we go out.
Okay. And how long has been the company existing?
We started this company in 2017.
Okay, perfect. I hope, Jürgen, this answers your question. How much money approximately did you raise since?
We've raised about, it's been a total of about $8 million we've raised. And I can tell you that last year we put 82% of our money spent into the ground, into the project.
Well, that's exactly what I wanted to bring you. There is a lot of companies that actually do not have such a tight management, just putting that much money in the ground. I think that achieving what you're doing with the amount you raise is quite fascinating, to be honest. Obviously, Nevada and drilling at surface are really good things, but that can also come from previous company you guys ran. Can you tell us a little more of your previous successful exit in the mining industry?
Yeah, I've been in this business my entire life. My father was an exploration geologist. My grandfather designed hoisting equipment for head frames. My son is a metallurgist. We've got generational impact. So, I've been able to see over time what works and what doesn't work. And particularly on these smaller exploration development companies, you cannot set up a large overhead. And what I've specialized in my career is taking exploration projects the next step. That's it, taking them into production. My last company started as an exploration company, and we turned it into 2 operating mines. And I have built in my career, both large and small scale, about 8 different mining operations.
Okay, well, I guess this is a really, really good resume to have. Not many people have put that many mines in production. Were they all in the US, or did you do some outside of the US?
No, actually, the first development was in southern Thailand, and that was a barium mine. Uh, I've put mines into production in Canada, in Thailand, in the US, Malaysia. So I've been around the world a few times.
Perfect. And for anyone asking, obviously, an junior exploration company does not make any revenues. His purpose is to increase his resources and build a deposit that then can get ready to investment decision with environmental data and so on. So it is absolutely normal that the company is not doing any revenues now. What are you looking for as an exit in this play? Are you looking, James, to sell it? Are you looking to build it? What would you like to do?
Okay. My projects, every time, what I do is I focus on them as though I'm going to build them. And like I said, in my last company, I did build two projects. We put them into operation, and we turned that from a exploration company that lived on venture capital to a cash flow producing operation. So that is my goal. And if we get acquired in the meantime, we'll assess that and see what's best for the shareholders. What gives the strongest return.
Perfect. Do you have an idea of what would be the capex expected on such an operation? I mean, there's comparables out there.
Yeah, I mean, the project is that size we're looking at will probably be anywhere between 80 to $100 million in capex.
Perfect. So as we say, small is beautiful. It's a lot easier for as an acquisition afterwards. We're not talking about $1 billion in capex. Well, this is obviously a very, very interesting project. Any last thing that you guys are planning? So when do you believe the PFS will be ready?
I'm hoping late this month, early next.
Perfect. So I invite all the viewers right now that were there to keep a lookout for the PSF, look at the numbers, look at what the expected mine life will be, capex, and so on. In the meantime, well, it is 5:30, James, so your time is up, sadly, but we're very thankful for you to present Viva Gold for the first time here at the IIF Forum, and I hope all our viewers really enjoyed your presentation.
All right. Thank you very much. Pleasure being here.